Hey guys, welcome back to Broad's Projects. Today we are working on the Celica again. I wanted to just address something that keeps going on the internet with this Mark Drisgoll and Mark Lindell and this whole big megachurch mess, and these people that are just focusing on this concert type of a deal with thousands and thousands of people showing up to basically worship at the altar of who knows who these guys are and what they are, what they represent. So if you enjoy this type of content, please consider liking and subscribing. We're going to work on the Celica today. Maybe do something with your son, maybe do something with your daughter, maybe do something with your spouse, or maybe your next door neighbor. Let's get to it.
All right, guys, to start off, come over here. We're gonna be taking the strut out, this whole strut assembly out, and to do that, that's gonna be involving taking this caliper and brake rotor off. And then in doing that, this brake line is also going to have to come off. We're just gonna be laying this caliper right on those boxes. We're gonna bring them a little closer, and then we're gonna go and pull this whole strut assembly out of here, and we're going to be taking this shock right here, and we're just going to be replacing it with some brand new shocks. And to do that, we have like 3 bolts up here just to take all this off, and we have 1 bolt underneath here as well. A lot of grease in there. So yeah, start by taking this caliper off. This is going to be 2 bolts, 1 up here and 1 down there. Alright guys, so to like I said, caliper, take the caliper off. We're going to be needing 2 bolts, 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom. This one up here is one we're going to be starting with, and you can use a socket for this one, unlike the one on the bottom. So we're going to be using this 17mm socket here, and it's going to require the extension to take off. Okay, so now that you got now you have it loose, you can you don't have to take it off just yet, because we're going to get the bottom one as well. And to get that bottom one, it's going to be a 17mm end wrench, just right here. And the reason why we have this is because you have some ball joints down here, and you're not able to get a socket or anything like around that, so you just need an end wrench for it. So you just throw the end wrench right on here. All right, so now that you got that off, just loosen this up and come right out. Then after you take these 2 bolts out, you can take the caliper off and set it on something.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pause it.
Yeah.
Now.
Alright, now that you've gotten both the bolts out, you can now go ahead and pull this caliper off, just like this, and you can have your boxes ready, or whatever you have. Set it right on here, just like that. Then, after you do that, you can see you have this brake line right here, and you have a clip on this side, actually, a clip, and you're gonna need to take this clip and pop that out with a screwdriver right there. So let's do that right now. Screwdriver and a mallet. Pop it out. That's good. Now that you have the clip out, right here comes the fun. Here comes the fun part. So, as you can see, clip loosens up the line and everything, although there's no way to get the line out of there, so it's actually useful. So you have to cut. You have to use a hacksaw and cut a slit right here, so you can bend this metal out and get this brake line out of the way.
I go through?
Yeah.
Sure did.
You're inside.
Okay. Alright, so I need pliers.
Yep. Now you pliers, which are over there. Grab those.
Okay, that went fast.
So we can go ahead and get the saw out of the way. Apparently.
Alright, super fast.
Yeah, a little faster than.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bend it more though. There we go.
There you go. Out comes the line. Alright, so now that we have the brake caliper off and the brake hose disconnected, we now just need to tackle this rotor here. And so to start doing that, we need to take off this cap here so we can get to the bearings and all that. Now that you got your screwdriver in there, you can just pry it open. And all sides. Yeah. And there's that cap. You put that somewhere where you'll remember it. And then you're gonna have a cotter pin right here. So you can wipe all this off. You can't see anything like we can't, but you just have a cotter pin right here. You need to bend back, and so just wipe this off. You might not have to, but we do. So just stick a pair of pliers right here and just bend this back. Pull out your cotter pin just like that. Put that somewhere. I'll remember it again, and then you have this crown piece right here. You can just pull right off. Then right here you're gonna have a nut right here, and so you just take a big set of crescent wrench or something and just pull that off, and then just undo that. Just like that. It's gonna have a lot of grease on it, so get that off if you need to or something. Then what you have here is just your rotor and your wheel bearing. So when you can go and pull off your rotor now, and then but your wheel bearing will come with it. So when you're pulling this off, watch for your bearing as it comes out. And here it is. Just like that. And then you have your rotor as well. You do have some other bearings on this side, so you can just be mindful of those. Then you can just set your rotor down to the side, as well as your wheel bearing. So now that you have your rotor off, you can wrap this up, since you don't want anything. You know, it's not a very good day when you touch this and you don't have anything on it and you have grease all over your shirt or your pants or whatever. So if you just take an old rag and just drape it over here, just so you're not touching it all the time, getting grease everywhere. So the next step is we have 2 bolts to take off this strut, and they're going to be under here. And they're in a pretty awkward position under here, and there's 2 of them, and that releases just the strut from the bottom. So to take those out, luckily we can use 2 sockets this time, and check what those are. I believe that they're 17s. Okay, they're not 19s, which is what I grabbed. They are. 17s. So you can grab your 17 and an extension on your ratchet and try and get these off. Just under here. Alright, so now you get that one off, that one all loosened up. Then you can go ahead and grab this one over here. Okay. So, got this one over here. You can just take both of these out. And there's your second one, just right there. Then, we have to come up top. The next step is up here, and 3 bolts just right up here, 14 millimeter, I'm pretty sure. Make sure that in a second. And just need to untighten these, and then go on to the next step. Alright, after you take off all 3 of these, then you can just go ahead and take off this cap right here. We took off earlier, that aside. And then you have a 19 millimeter socket with an extension. You can slap that on your ratchet, and you just want to loosen this one and take it off. So, just want to loosen it like that. And that's probably fine. And then you want to try and get off all the grease from your socket right here. Then you can go ahead and move on to the next step.
Just pulling it out.
Just gonna have to pull the strut assembly out. So to do that, it's gonna be a 2-person thing, and so one person is going to be stepping on this lower control arm right here, and then the other person is just going to be pulling this strut assembly out of here and down and out, and we'll show you guys what that looks like. Alright, so here it is, like this. Now we're going to go ahead and take it over here to our vise. We have set up just right over here. Set it in here. Like this. Tighten down. Just like that. Now you're all set up for the next step. Alright, now that you have your strut assembly in the vise, you now need to take these spring compressors just right here, and we hook them right on to our spring, just like that. And then we need to, that's true. Alright. Okay, so now next, alright, that's good. So now that you have the strut assembly in the vise, now you just need to take these spring compressors right here, and we need to throw them on to here, like that. Then you can just take your, take this, and just tighten it down enough so where it stays in place. Just like that. And you can do the same thing with the other one. Then you can go ahead and tighten these down enough where the spring is compressed, and you can undo this bolt right here. You want to do this equally on both sides so the spring's not lopsided. Then you can just take this bolt right here and just like, it's gonna be the 19mm socket. Yeah, 19mm socket. You can just start by putting it right in there and getting off the side and just doing this just like straight here.
Come on.
Alright, and then once you have this nut out right here, you can go ahead and pull off this top assembly. We have a brand new one of these, so as you can see, it needs one. So we're not going to be reusing this, but you can if you don't have one, and yours isn't in bad a shape as ours. So now with that off, you can also remove this.
Okay.
This top cap right here, just like that. Set that down, and then off come these springs. This spring, there's only one of them. Just like that, and then once you get rid of that spring, you have just one more piece. Just this piece right here. Maybe. Yeah, it doesn't come off yet. Maybe it does.
Yeah.
Okay. There it is. There's that. And then you need to grab a pipe wrench to get this piece off. And set it on here, tighten it down, just like that. Then start by taking this thing off. If I can get the pipe wrench on there, then we would start by taking it off. Slipping.
Vice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try it?
Yeah, you can try it.
Spray it.
Spray it?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're unsuccessful in getting this cap off, a lot of people are, so you can just take some penetrating oil, and just get it into the threads that way. It'll come off a lot easier. By the way, while we're sitting here, you can see how bad this shock is. It doesn't move up at all or anything. It's just push it in, minimal force, you know. So we're gonna let this sit here, and we're gonna try and hit it again with the pipe wrench. Hey guys, this is Lon in the editing phase of this video, and as you guys will see, a lot of the footage has gotten lost from here on, and so I'd like to explain what we did. We put spring compressors on either side of the spring, and then we loosened the bolt that I have an arrow pointing to at the moment, and as you can see on screen, and then we are able to take off that top cap and that plate, and as well as the bump stop, as you can see in this picture. And then you will see what is going on next.
Okay, let's took quite a bit of elbow grease. Come off. But so you can see it came off. So, getting a torch on it or anything crazy, so not that I have a torch, but just saying. I hear people say, "Well, I had to put a torch on it." We don't have a torch, so there you go. It's not an option for us.
So there's the gasket right here. You guys can see that. Not really. But it's just right here, and it just goes all the way around. And so you can just pull it out and drop it right here. This is a different one from our other project. And then, after you do all this, you can pull this out, although there's a lot of oil in here. So you want to grab a bucket. We have a green bucket over here that we're going to grab. And you can set that right on the floor. Just down there. And so when you pull it out, you don't have a whole bunch of, you don't have oil everywhere. You pull it out, and then you can figure out how to grab it. And then just drop it down into your bucket or whatever you have. You can grab an old rag or a rag you're willing to sacrifice and wipe your hands on it, because it's going to be a lot of oil. So now what you're left with is just this cartridge and your dust shield and all that for your brakes. So you can pull this out of the vise, and this is a completely optional step, but we're going to be painting ours just so it doesn't look rust color. So pull it out of here, and we're going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, we're going to do that. And so you're going to want to take all the remaining oil and put it in the bucket so you don't spill it everywhere. And then you can take it and bring it over wherever your painting area and you can either paint it or do whatever you want with it, or just move on to the next step. Alright, so here we have this cartridge here, and we painted all this, as you guys saw, and it looks a lot better, not all rusty and whatever, dirty and all that. So now we have this brand new shock in here with this new cap that it came with, and so we just need to take a pipe wrench to this, and we just need to tighten this down, and then we're gonna go and throw that new red spring on there and the top cap that we have. All right, so here is skipped a little bit, but it's kind of a two-person job doing all this, so that's why we kind of skipped a little bit. But we have the red spring on here, as well as this plate here, and our brand new thing that spins really well. So we also have the bolt in here. So that's a 19mm socket, and now we just need to undo these spring compressors. That's what Dad's gonna do now. Okay, so here's this whole assembly assembled, and now we just need to throw it into here. We're gonna be doing that by just putting my foot just like on here, and then this is gonna be up in here, up into these bolts, guiding it up in there, and we're not gonna do it on camera for you guys, but so yeah, here's our full fancy assembly.